When someone says Iskcon, the concept of Lord Krishna and a sheer devotion towards him strikes you. Iskcon temple complex is one of the most divine and peaceful spots in Delhi.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
The complex was built in 1998 by a well-known architect, Achyut Kanvide. He imagined and executed the temple, a Vedic museum and a restaurant inside the complex. The holy structure is located on the Hare Krishna hills in the east of Kailash area of New Delhi.
This is called as the Iskcon Glory of India Vedic Cultural Center. This was inaugurated in 1998 by the then Prime Minister Shri Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji. The temple is spread out in almost 3-acre campus and houses many activities and place of worship. So as you would see, there is a beautiful temple hall of Shri Shri Radha Krishna, Shri Shri Sitaram Lakshman Hanuman and Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu, in whose disciplic lineage we come. So apart from this, the temple also has various other facilities for the spiritual development of the congregation. That includes seminar hall, auditorium, guest ashram, and we have about 200 brahmacharis or monks who stay here in the temple itself. And apart from this, we run various other educational, philanthropic activities from this campus of the temple.
The temple has 3 main air-conditioned shrines and 3 tall towers or shikaras. These shikaras don't just give the look of age-old temples but also provide air ventilation to ensure that air is breathable inside the temple. There's also a small garden which represents Vrindavan. And a museum where the world's largest Bhagavad Gita is located. The massive halls encompasses the scriptures from the Bhagavad Gita. And some significant scenes from the epic Mahabharata.
Yada yada hi dharmasya glanirбhavati bharata abhyutthanam adharmasya tadatmanam shrujamaya.
In Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna says, Pandita Samadarshina, that one who's truly learned or one who's self-realized sees a learned person, an animal, and a tree with the equal vision. So in this way, when we look at everything around us in that same equal vision, so we invoke the teachings of Lord Krishna, which teaches us to do bhakti, but also teaches us to do seva to all the living beings around the world. So with that principle in mind, Srila Prabhupada, our founder, he taught us that we have our spiritual practices in the form of reading the scriptures like Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavad Puran, chanting japa meditation, performing aartis, doing kirtans. But along with this, we also take part in the social activities to benefit not just the community, but anyone and everyone. So, like during the COVID pandemic, we had the opportunity to serve more than 20 crore plates of meals across the country to the frontline workers, to the hospitals, and so many other people. Similarly, the activities that we do in terms of environmental preservation, like here in this temple, you would see that we are able to produce 80% of the electricity in our own temple campus using the solar panels. So this is our responsibility towards Bhumi Devi, or Mother Nature. Similarly, the water that we use here in the temple is recycled and used back in gardening. So these are our social initiatives. Similarly, we have a lot of activities going on for cow protection. We have about 120 goshalas in India alone and another 100 around the world. That is to preserve and protect the teachings of our scriptures, which teaches us that cow is a very important element of our spiritual understanding, because Krishna's another name is Govinda or Gopal, and Gopal is never without go or cow.
The angelic chants of Hare Rama Hare Krishna make the environment energetic and glorified. Devotees say that it's truly an ethereal experience, one that cannot be completely defined using words. Magnificently carved statues of Lord Krishna and Radha are displayed for the worshippers. The outfits of the deities are astounding and are changed twice every day. The beautifully created statues make up a centerpiece of this temple, and one is left mind blown by the sheer craftsmanship of these creations.
The temple, the first darshan begins at 4:30 in the morning. It's called as Mangala Arati. So the Lord gives the darshan in the form of his night dress at that time. So the Lord has just been woken up by mantras, and then he gives his first darshan to all of us. Subsequently, after that, the Lord is dressed in his daily garments, and then again at 7:15 he gives us the Shringar Darshan, and then we have the Guru Puja of Srila Prabhupada ji, and at 8 o'clock in the morning every day we have a class on Bhagavad Puran. Subsequently, 9 o'clock onwards, the prasad or the breakfast is served to all the devotees, and then everyone goes about their activity. But in terms of the temple worship that continues, again we have the next Aarti at 12:30, followed by before Bhoga at 12 o'clock, and 12:30 is the next Aarti, then again at 4:15, then 7, then 8:15. And then finally the temple hall closes at 9 o'clock.
The Vedic Museum further glorifies the objectives of the society, which was created to globalize the ideals and teachings of the Gita. The museum also organizes a robo show which exhibits the history of the Iskcon through the life of its founder, Swami Prabhupada, who was a devote and a philanthropist. If you want an in-depth understanding of Bhagavad Gita and the concept of moksha and karma, you can have a deep chat with the priests who have been rendering their service for years there.
Srila Prabhupada, at the age of 70, he set sail from India to fulfill the spiritual instructions that his guru had given him, to take the message of Bhagavad Gita all over the world. And then subsequently he suffered 2 heart attacks with no financial support whatsoever. But with great determination and enthusiasm, he established the International Society for Krishna Consciousness, or popularly called as Iskcon, in 1966. And by the time he left this world in 1977, Srila Prabhupada traveled around the world 12 times, established 108 temples, opened dozens of Vedic Gurukuls, farm communities, and many other projects.
Iskcon temple is not just for religious, but also for those who want a spiritual extravaganza in the city. If you haven't visited it yet, do give it a visit and fall in love with Almighty Lord Krishna.
Hare Hare